Okay, y'all. So, what's up? AF Comics. Um, the gap in my teeth is steadily increasing. But look, it's been a while since I've been with y'all. I'm in a library, so that's why my voice like this. But I just had to drop this video because I couldn't purchase it. But I've been reading this for the past couple of weeks. Um, the Vision, like graphic novel, art by. Let's see who the art by. Let's see who the art by. Art written by Tom King. Issues 1 through 6, 8 through 12 by Gabriel Hernandez Walter, and issue number 7 by Michael Wash. It's got beautiful art, man. It's got really good art. The color artist is Jordi Belair. Belair, hey. Hey, what's up? Letter of VC, Clayton Cowles. Cover artist Mike Del Mundo and Marco DeFonso. Assistant editors Chris Robinson, Charles Beckham, and editor Will Moss. So, yeah, man, this has got really good art. Like, look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's got really good art. Really, really good art. I mean, the copper tone is, I don't know, it hit different for this book. I really felt myself with vision in this book. You know, I really related to him because he just wants a family, man. He just wants a family, and that's a desire I really can attest to myself. And just the color schemes, red and green, kind of associated with that with myself. Look, I even got it on right now, you know. So it's a really heartfelt journey because he's a synthezoid, right? He's an android. He's made out of like synthetic human blood, organs, and he made Ultron to destroy the Avengers, you know. But instead, he turned on Ultron. You know the story. And he's been a member of the Avengers ever since, you know. They even bring in Victor Mancha from like the Runaways. I didn't even know. Like, I'm gonna see if I can find him in the book, but like I forgot about him in the Runaways, you know. But he comes in the book at one point. I won't spoil what happens in the book, but yeah, Victor's in it. He's technically Vision's brother, so I forgot about that because Ultron made him too. So shout out to the Runaways. But yeah, uh, uh, the story is Vision just wants a family, so he moves to like Washington, Virginia, or something like that. And he's a dignitary for the politicians of that city. His children going to school, and his wife's like just taking care of the house. So yeah, they live in 616 Hickory Branch Lane, Arlington, Virginia, 21301. But yeah, and they're just doing a normal thing. And Avenger's also doubling his life as an Avenger too. Everybody kind of knows him, but the people are very wary of him because he's a synthezoid, you know. But because he's an Avenger, they give him like the ability to do that. So to like live there is what I'm saying. Show out some pictures. So yeah, you know, they living there. You got George and Nora who greet them as they arrive. And you know, it's awkward because they got all kinds of stuff inside of their house. They got a lot of things from their adventures. They got some cool artifacts. They have the famed flying water vase of Zenla, came from the Silver Surfer. You know, that's exotic. They got a ladder that Captain America used just before D-Day. They got a clip Everbloom plucked from the side of Mount Wundagore, a gift from Scarlet Witch. And they have a piano, a stringless piano from Wakanda, because they use vibranium to like make the sound of the piano from Black Panther. So you know they got all kinds of stuff in the house, and of course that's gonna freak out normal people. But they come and go. George and Nora come and go, and Vigil talks about a small discrepancy between him and his wife in terms of their speech patterns, which kind of shows him trying to be normal and her being a robot, him being a robot. And I like that juxtaposition in the whole story because it's like he's been more active, so he knows how to act like a person. He made them, he made his family. So, you know, he gave them brainwave patterns. Like he's based on the brainwave patterns of Wonder Man, you know, and it's kind of touched on in the book. That's like why Wanda might have liked him, but his wife is based off the brainwave patterns of Wanda. So, you know, that's why they're together. I don't know what brainwave patterns the children are based off of. I don't think it's explained, but you know, they're like normal kids with powers. You know, they show off their powers sometimes, but they also like, you know, they goof around and all of that. But they also like play video games and whatnot, and they go to school. So, you know, they're living normal lives, trying to adapt. They have like arguments and like, cause Vision, he kind of wants them to be normal. The mother is worried about them because they're not normal. So yeah, it's very cool, like character dynamics and family dynamic, and the story does have a storyline because at some point, um, they're attacked. They're attacked by a character. Let me see what his name was. The Grim Reaper, and he. Let me see. Yeah, so he's the brother of Wonder Man. So he attacks them, you know. He attacks them, and the mom murders him, and like she, yeah, she protects the family. She kills him, and she gets rid of the body, and that kind of breaks the illusion of their normal life, you know. And from then on, Vision tries to repair his daughter, you know, and his like son is dealing with the loss of his sister. He doesn't know if she's gonna recover. So they have emotions, at least they simulate emotions, and that's the whole thing with the book. Is like, do they have real emotions? Are they simulating emotions? Do they have a soul even? Because there's a point where Visual prays with his daughter after another event, and it's a really good question. Like, are they alive? You know, they're synthetic, but do they have a soul? Do they have a spirit? And I think that's a really important question because they react as people do. You know, at one point, because he was asking him about his sister, and he was like, I don't want to talk about my sister right now, man. She like, you know, she in trouble. She not like alive. And he kind of flips out on him. And they have anger outbursts. They have sentiments, expressions of love, you know. So they do pretty much everything a person does. It's just that because of their bodies and how they're made, it's like people don't see them as that, you know. They like torment them. They defame their homes, you know, they threaten them, do all kinds of things because they don't see them as people. Kind of like how the mutants are in like X-Men and whatnot. But like Visual eventually, you know, brings his daughter back, you know, but it doesn't get better from there because eventually they find out that, you know, the wife did indeed kill the Reaper, the Grim Reaper man. So, of course, that's going to be like an issue because you can't just kill someone and then hide their body. That's just a crime. So, eventually, there's a cop named Detective Lennon, and he comes and he investigates the wife. Her name is Virginia, by the way. The wife is named Virginia, and like Visual managed to like avoid any rousing any suspicion. But then, like at another point, Virginia goes and visits the dad, you know, of like a guy who saw her kill the Grim Reaper and like bury his body. Bury his body. He saw her do it. He confronts her and tells her they gotta go or he gonna release the video. But like when she goes to talk to him, he shoots her. The bullet phases through her. It kills his son, and then she like puts him in a coma by hitting him on the head because they can like change the density level. So it just like, you know, not good news for the Vigil family, essentially. Yeah, so they have a time of it, man, and they're just breaking down. Eventually, at some point, Virginia starts repeating words like she's malfunctioning, like she says, discussion. You know, she starts breaking down, and the family starts breaking down as a whole too. Like like this table gets broken so many times in this doggone like comic book. It's crazy, but like eventually it keeps spiraling out of control, man. It keeps spiraling out of control. Um, they accidentally kill George and Nora, and it's because Victor Monka comes back, and he like under the pretense of wanting to relate to his brother, Vigil. He's actually sent by the Avengers, who are concerned about like Vision's state of mind. So you know, um, he actually ends up killing. Um, Dang, what's his name? He ends up killing Vigil's son. You know, and that sets Vigil off to like seek revenge on Victor. You know, and then at this point, the Avengers had already received a vision that Vision would act out and destroy the world. So that's why they sent Victor, because they had been alerted by Agatha Harkness, who is like the mentor to oh shoot, who is the mentor to Scarlet Witch, you know. So that's why they sent Victor, and that's why he was there under that pretense, and then he ends up killing his own nephew, and then that sets Vigil off for the final encounter with the Avengers, and he defeats the Avengers and is about to kill Victor, but Virginia interferes and kills Victor herself, you know. So this is Victor like killing killing Vision's son. It's by accident. He didn't mean to. He overestimated his abilities, and it ended up short circuiting him. So he couldn't be repaired like how the girl was, right? So yeah, he ends up passing away, man, and then the wife ends up killing Victor Mancha after Vision, defeats the Avengers, and she calls Detective Lynn and admits that she actually was the one to program and erase Vision's memory so he couldn't like divulge what he knew. So this is Victor dying right here, and so she states that Vision. She states that Vision wasn't culpable in all of that, and clears his name, and she commits suicide by drinking from the vase that was in the first issue, the water vase that came from Silver Surfer, the water vase from Silver Surfer, so which is really good foreshadowing, and it's the water vase of Zenla, and it ends up destroying her, and she dies, and it's only Visual and his daughter left after that. I keep saying Vigil. I mean Vision. I'm saying Vigil because that's the name of my comic book. So check it out. That's coming out, y'all. Yeah. But look, it's a good story, man. I teared up on the scene when his daughter was like Vivi is her name. When she went to the guy that Virginia accidentally got shot when she phased and let the bullet pass through her from the father. She went to visit his grave, and she phases through into his casket and sees his body, and she's like she didn't want to see that. So that I teared up with that. I don't know why. It just like it was very touching. I also teared up on this scene too, where like, and I'm a follower of Christ. I believe in the Hebrew Bible and everything. Um, so that really touched me that these androids were praying and hoping that it was a deity, a God, that one their family member had a soul, and that God existed, and that the soul of their brother, their family member, could be saved. So I thought that was very touching. It shows very much a side of like vulnerability, because we all look for a higher power. At least most of us do, and most people kind of hope that there is something, to help carry us along. So the fact that I came back and read this after my own, spiritual awakening was very touching. I thought that was really good. I already thought that was a powerful message. And you have one scene where Vigil is like, you know, he's reminiscing on time he spent with his son, and one time he ignored him, and that makes him sad because his son was really into poetry. So it's basically like Shakespeare in particular, and it's really touching. You really understand like Vision's angry. You understand his anger about why he wants to destroy Mancha, for what he's done. But like I said, it's a good story, good art, good colors, great. It's I wish it would have made more, man. It was a really good run. So it won the Eisner Award too. So yeah, check it out if you haven't. The Vision Eisner Award winner. Um, you know, but that's gonna be it for me, man. AL Comics signing out. See you.